What's good, everyone? This is Artists of Truth coming to you with another vlog entry. So it's been a couple of weeks since my last vlog entry. I'm actually on my way home. Just got finished making a deposit. These bills never stop. But talking about bills, for that matter, my thoughts and prayers go out to those who are affected by this government shutdown. This goes to show you how our government really and truly feels about people of this country, I should say. Our government officials, and I'm not here to endorse the 45th in any way, good or bad, but I do understand there is a lot of people who are just so in love with the 45th. They love this man's dirty drawers, I tell you. But can't help but to wonder, how are these people coping during this government shutdown? Are you under a government contract that pretty much states, regardless of what happens, you're going to be forced to come to work? That's my thing. With this government shutdown, allegedly, this is the longest government shutdown in history. And, it's sad. It's really sad. And the reason why I say it's sad is because you actually have men and women who are employed through the government, and they are being forced to come and work for free. Now, me, in my humble opinion, there's no way in hell I'm coming to work for anybody for free. That's just off the top. As some of my elders would say, you can kiss my ass on that. You can take that to the bank. This is really, really sad. It's sad. It's depressing for those who felt as though getting a government federal job was security. I know a lot of men and women were not expecting to be missing a paycheck and forced to dig into their savings, their reserves. But furthermore, to me, this is a test for those who are relying on the government. This is a test this is a test of I'm trying to think of a good word, but fuck it. Find out whether or not you are capable of surviving without government assistance. Now, I understand there's more women than a little bit who are on government assistance. Government assistance, Section 8, food stamps. So this is a serious test to find out whether or not you are really and truly independent. You are really and truly, you don't need help from no man. Okay, well, you don't need white daddy's hand in helping you in anything. And honestly, growing up, I always assumed that government assistance was specifically designated to help our elders, those who are not capable of going out and working for themselves. Like, damn. Seems like I see more, seems like I'm looking at more people of color who are on Section 8, and they are just comfortable. I always felt that if you're on Section 8, there's a time limit. Not for you to be on government assistance for like 5+ years. I feel like, okay, you are not putting your best foot forward and doing what you need to do to support your own self. Again, I know there are times are hard, damn, is it really that hard? I'm 40 some years old now, and I've never even had food stamps. I've struggled. I've struggled, but I never was like relying on government assistance, to get me by. I just relied on myself, and I had family, but still, for the most part, I relied on myself. And I wish more and more, of my people would have that clear, concise understanding that you don't need government assistance. You don't need help from the government. Because I'm learning that when you're seeking help from the government, it's always some sort of crazy stipulation. It's always, it's always some sort of disclosure. It's a catch. It's always something. And I've spoken to people who have lived in other countries. One of my clients, well, two of my clients. One is one of them teaches, or her and her husband, they teach in Dubai. And let truth be told, they said it like right there in my presence, that if it was up to them, they would stay in Dubai. Teachers are well paid in Dubai. And not only that, I understand why so many people are making their transitions. They're packing their bags and moving, you know, moving to Africa. One of another client of mine, she just took a flight, 13-hour flight, going back to Nigeria. And she was explaining to me that the value, the currency there is more valuable than the currency here in the US. She was like, $1 American stretches, it doesn't have anything to back it. Which, of course, I knew that, This US corporation is in debt. And the funny part about it is they're still asking other countries for money. But, of course, this is the most, this is allegedly the most wealthiest country in the world, I guess. Yeah, right. All right. They say this, let's make America great again. I don't see anything so great about being in debt. I really don't. Never have. Never have seen anything so great about being, in debt. But, of course, to each his own. To each his own. But, she was telling me that if you're going to make a trip, take a trip to Ethiopia first. And most definitely, that's what I plan on doing. You want to experience, we all should experience life and learn other cultures instead of just being confined to these borders. I don't think we would miss anything, black people. I honestly do not believe we would miss anything. If we were gone for a month, we wouldn't miss anything. And my family's here. I love my family to death. But honestly, if it was really and truly up to me, I would leave. I would just, pack up my belongings, get my passport, and just leave. I would make a living. I would make a new life for myself in a place where the resources are plentiful. I honestly would denounce, I would denounce my residency here in this country. It's a lot of things that I would really, really and truly denounce, pertaining to this country, because honestly, it's, it's like, yeah, you have multiple chances, for opportunity and whatnot. But honestly, the more and more people that I'm meeting and the more and more I listen, I'm learning that you have an opportunity to grow anywhere you go. The media, the media plays a major part in making people believe that any place outside of these borders, if it's not a resort, it's not a place you want to be. I recall seeing videos and commercials, depicting various places in Africa. You know, they always say Africa is poor and this and that and the fifth. But I'm like, well, if Africa is so poor, why is it that white folks don't have a problem sending their children there? Why is it that major companies started moving out in various countries in Africa? Why is it that you have Chinese or Japanese people, you have Asians that are they're moving to Africa? Because of their resources. It almost comes off as though you go and you infiltrate lands that's not even yours. You steal their resources, deplete their resources, and then you just decimate that country, that region, and move elsewhere. That is, to me, a repetitive behavior that the founding fathers have done and still doing. Because I understand that the powers that control, that control the world banks, media, religion, only to create various wars in countries that they know they cannot go in and just say, you know what, we want your resources, give them to us. They realize it's not that simple. And I am appalled. I am appalled. I am disgusted. Would I go anywhere outside of this country and proudly say that I am American? No, I wouldn't. Because it's embarrassing. This government deity, this government corporation has been known to bite the hands that feed them. This country, this government has tarnished the image of people to the extent where we act as though we are far superior than any other country, in which is quite obvious we're not. When it comes to education, we have the worst education outside of, China, China, Russia, hell, Africa. Our education system is just so terrible that even people of color, we don't even know who we are. We don't even know where exactly our roots grow from. But I've witnessed men and women develop such a patriotic sense of pride for a country that doesn't even respect people of color, doesn't respect the common courtesy, and doesn't even have compassion for people, regardless of what your nationality is. This country, this government corporation, doesn't even care about people. It's quite obvious. This government shutdown is a clear, concise indicator that it doesn't care about people. It has a political agenda. And that political agenda will be pushed with or without the support of the people. So if you're a taxpayer, you think or feel for some reason that, your input means anything, you're donating to various campaigns and political figureheads, and all of a sudden you realize that shit, if they don't care about the little people, what makes you think they care about you? Everything is a facade. Everything is just for show. It's a ploy. And the sad part about it is even in our conscious, subconscious mind, we feel deep down inside that things is just it's not right. Things are not right. It's not. But because we feel that, we have patriotism running all through our veins, that those who are in political positions have our best interests in hand. It was funny because I thought, I looked at how immigrants, Mexicans, were crossing the border. And if you have any level of compassion for family, for children, to witness firsthand a similar event occurring in between 2017, 2018, to witness federal trustees, federal, government, federal employed individuals who move native indigenous people off of land that was designated for them, just so they can run a oil pipeline through the ground. How they treated Mexicans that just wanted to come into this country and develop a life for themselves. Just noticing how they treated them, how they handled their children, how they handled the people. And I won't lie. I won't lie. We have too many people coming into this country. We do. We have too many people coming into this country. That explains why a lot of these abortion clinics are, abortion clinics, abortion bills being passed and everything. I'm just like, man. But it's not enough work for the people, because major companies are outsourcing their factories to other countries for lower wages. And then it hurts the American people. So this government shutdown, in the midst of everything which has occurred within the last year or two, should be a clear, concise understanding. For those who don't understand, it's okay. Not everyone has a clear conscience. Not everyone has empathy. for someone else other than their own. I have empathy for people, even white people. Even though I'm pro-black and I'm for my people, I still have empathy for Caucasians. I have empathy for anyone who is a living, breathing human being. Because with all honesty, shit, we're not going anywhere. Black people aren't going anywhere. White people aren't going anywhere. And whosoever decides to come into this country, I mean, shit, Russians, it's quite obvious they're not going anywhere. Look at the 45th. But we should learn how to recognize our enemies and utilize them in such a way which is going to benefit us. Recognize your enemies. Realize that this is a government corporation. This is a corporation. This isn't controlled by the people. The system is not designed for the people. Just a small percentage. But remain in peace.